Well, hey everybody! Marla Evans here, functional nutritionist and owner of Reclaimed Health. Welcome to episode, I think this is 7 of Weird Food Wednesday. And have I got my phone turned on? Darn it, I forgot I thought I had that turned off. There we go. We have got a wonderful, cheesy episode for you today, and I think I have finally got it figured out so that I can see your comments from my phone, although there is still a delay since I'm broadcasting this through my laptop. But hey, I think we got it. We may just have this working this time. We're working out the bugs. So anyway, I want to know, did y'all grow up like I did? When my mom cooked dinner, she would serve those frozen vegetables with the cheese sauce on it. You know, you remember that neon orange stuff, about that color over there of the orange on my slides, right? And she would just slather those vegetables in that cheese sauce. And I got to where I would ask her, hey, can you leave some vegetables out for me that don't have the cheese sauce on it? I don't like it. Well, she always thought I was crazy. How can you eat plain vegetables without sauce on them? Well, I like my vegetables plain with just a little butter and salt. So I guess even back then, something in me knew that cheese sauce wasn't really in my best interest, and so I was just instinctively moving away from it, even though I didn't really know as much about nutrition then as I do now. So I wanted to show you one of the types of products that I would have when I was a kid, these green giant vegetables. And this graphic comes right off of their website. I will let you explore on your own all the different ingredients that are listed over in here, because some of them are quite scary, but I was quite pleased to find that, you know, it actually has cheese in it. So that was pretty cool. You know, a lot of times it's cheese flavored sauce. So this one actually contains some cheese and actually has almost good stuff in it. I will let you look up, you know, the natural and artificial flavors, whatever autolyzed means, you know, dextrose, all this other stuff. I'll let you look that up on your own. But something I do want you to take a peek at, there is we'll be nice and we'll call it a falsehood on this nutrition label over here. And that's all that it would let me grab of the nutrition label in one spot. So there's a falsehood on there. I want to see if you can figure out what it is. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with trans fats. Can anybody figure out why this is not an entirely accurate statement on this label? Well, if you look down here in the ingredients list, what do we see? Do you see it? Right there. Partially hydrogenated soybean oil. If the oil has been hydrogenated, it has been processed through who knows what. I don't even know. Chemicals and heat and pressure and all kinds of stuff. But when they hydrogenate the oil, they introduce trans fats into the food. Now, I don't know exactly what the loophole is that allows them to include this trans fat ingredient and yet list the label as having 0. There's some loophole in the labeling, but I wanted to point that out to you. Anytime you see either hydrogenated oil or partially hydrogenated oils, there are trans fats in that product, even though the label may say 0. And we don't really have time to get into why that's bad. Just basically it makes the cells not work as well. But that's really all I have time to go over on it today. So anyway, I was pleased to find out that it does have at least some real ingredients in there. And then research on your own, BHA. It is a known carcinogen. I will let you look that one up on your own for some interesting information on that one, because I want to show you a really yummy replacement or substitute for that cheese sauce that you get with your vegetables. And it's called, I named it cheesy sprinkles. And unlike the sauce that we saw there in the frozen package, this cheese is high in protein. It's got good for you omega-3 fats. Those are the ones that help reduce inflammation. Yeah, you'll see all kinds of yummy good stuff in here, and it's dairy free. A lot of people avoid dairy because they're lactose intolerant. Their body lacks the enzyme necessary to break down lactose. But other people don't realize that if you've got arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, any sort of autoimmune condition, dairy can actually promote inflammation, making your symptoms worse. So if you've got any kind of chronic condition, I would encourage you to experiment with a good 6 months off of dairy to see how your body does. Hey, Kay, I see you signed in here. Welcome. I'm glad you're able to watch. Okay, so let's take a look at what all goes into this recipe. Cheesy sprinkles, hemp hearts. What the heck are hemp hearts? Well, we're going to look at hemp hearts, a wonderful source of omega-3 fats. Nutritional yeast. Now, there's another weird ingredient you might not recognize, and we'll talk about that one. I decided to put some protein powder in mine just to help bump up the protein content of this a little bit. Totally optional. Chia seeds. Chia. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Chia seeds. These are a nutrient powerhouse, and we're slathering on terracotta pots. Okay, really, they're good for you. Eat them. Enjoy your little plant thingy, but eat them too. And then, of course, just some salt and garlic for a little extra flavor. So how does this work? Well, hemp hearts, they're also referred to as hemp seeds. They're, like I said, an excellent source of omega-3s and omega-6s, aids in hormone balance, a complete protein source, which can be difficult to find in plants. Not impossible, but it can be difficult. Very high in fiber to help keep you regular and help reduce cravings. Now, this is not, nutritional yeast is not the same as brewer's yeast. It is a whole and separate critter, high in protein, B vitamins. In fact, you'll notice that when you open the package, if you take a sniff, it smells like B vitamins, but it does taste a lot better than it smells, especially once you mix it with stuff. It's also high in iron, selenium, zinc, potassium, all kinds of crazy good stuff in this nutritional yeast. Also helps boost immunity, aids tissue repair, antiviral and bacterial, and even though this is a yeast, it can actually be effective against candida, which is a type of yeast that naturally occurs in the gut, but if your gut isn't functioning real well or you haven't been making just the best food choices, candida can grow out of control, causing all kinds of stuff. Gastronomic stuff. And then there's the chia seeds. Now, chia seeds, and I buy them in bulk. Well, here, let me do this first. This is what nutritional yeast looks like. I get this at natural grocers. You can get it Whole Foods, whatever you've got near you. So it's just kind of a powder, just a yellow looking powder. All kinds of different brands of that. That's what nutritional yeast looks like. And I tend to buy this stuff in the bulk section if I can. It costs a little less than if you buy it in small little packets. And it lasts a good long time, especially if you keep it in the fridge. Here's chia seeds. Itty tiny seeds. Little bitty. So those are the chia seeds. Has 42% of your recommended daily allowance for fiber. Very high in fiber, wonderful for you. High in protein, again, another good source of omega-3s, calcium, vitamins, antioxidants, all kinds of stuff in this little bitty seed. And I need to do, you can make some fun puddings and stuff with this. I'll try and add that into the Weird Food Wednesday rotation here soon. So yeah, antioxidants, which can help with skin healing, fiber aids digestion, another food that helps reduce inflammation, helps boost energy and metabolism, and aids in blood sugar regulation. So a wonderful healing food there in the chia. Okay, so again, all I did was take these ingredients that we have. I keep forgetting you don't see my mouse all the time. There it is. Okay, so all I do is I take these ingredients and I just plop them in my food processor and whirl them up to chop them up. You know, I ended up using my spice grinder. Hang on. I used my spice grinder earlier today. I meant to have it out ready for you, but I call it a spice grinder. It's actually a coffee grinder is what I use. And but I only use it for spices. I've never used it for coffee. If I was to use it for coffee, the oils would get into it and would flavor whatever else I choose to grind in it. So it's best to have, if you want to grind your own coffee, have a grinder that's dedicated just for coffee, and then one that you can use for spices. So this has, I think my inset is in the dishwasher, but it has just a little cup, and I can just pour stuff in there and grind it up. So $20, $25, something like that is all they cost. Great tool to have in the kitchen. Just put all of these ingredients there in your might even be able to do it in a blender. I don't know. Food processor, your spice grinder, whatever you're going to use, and blend them up. And if you don't have one of these tools in your kitchen, hemp seeds, which, darn it, I put them away too. Hemp seeds are also very, very tiny. So actually you could just lump all of this together and just mix it up as is and leave it chunky. It would taste just fine. I also suspect, although I haven't tried it yet, you can get hemp protein powder. So the hemp seeds are already ground up. You could use that in place of the whole hemp. Again, if you don't have any of these kitchen tools, use the hemp protein powder and mix all that together. So there's lots of ways you can make this. There's a lot of variations on this recipe. As I was researching this yesterday, trying to get it put together, I found variations of this cheesy sprinkle made with any kind of soft nut or seed. So like cashews or sunflower seeds, anything like that that's soft would make a really good replacement for the hemp hearts, or in addition to, mix and match as much as you like. I've also seen it made with harder nuts and seeds like pumpkin and almond. And I think that would be just fine. You're still going to get the cheesy flavor, but a little bit more of a crunch to it. So whichever way you like. I've also seen people using it just with straight nutritional yeast, dumping that on something. So if you search for nutritional yeast Parmesan or vegan Parmesan, use those search terms, you'll find a lot of variations of this recipe out there. So what do I do with this stuff? Well, how about you sprinkle it on some popcorn? Cheesy popcorn? Sure. Now, I'm not talking about that microwave stuff, because the microwave stuff has all kinds of scary chemicals in it, right? I'm talking about do it the old-fashioned way on the stovetop, a little coconut oil, your organic, preferably popcorn, pop it, add some butter, and your sprinkles. And what I did, I saved my spice jars. I hope you do too, right? Because then I go back and I buy the spice in bulk and refill my jars, and it's a lot less expensive. But after I made this the other day, I found this jar in my cabinet. This is an old basil jar, and it's got bigger holes in it, so it gives more room for the sprinkles to come out. So if it was a little tiny one like garlic or whatever, it might not come out. So I can sprinkle this on popcorn, or I'll tell you, I have a new toy that just came in yesterday. It is an air fryer. Oh my gosh, I am amazed at how quickly this is cooking food. So yeah, be watching for more stuff on that tool here soon. But yeah, I just roasted these vegetables in like 10 minutes in the air fryer. It's crazy. And so I could just take my sprinkles and sprinkle that on a bowl full of roasted vegetables. Put it on your eggs. You know what? I found this recipe it's called egg roll in a bowl. Is that cute? I can't remember where I found it, but somebody remind me and I'll post the link. But the egg roll in a bowl, it's just what it sounds like. It's the stuffings that would go in an egg roll, but it's gluten-free. It doesn't have the outer wrapper on it. And so you don't think of egg rolls and cheese. But you know, I sprinkled some of this on it, and it was pretty darn good. You know, I was really surprised. Another surprise with this recipe, I grabbed some protein powder. Like I said, I wanted to add that to this and bump up the protein content a little bit more. I didn't realize it, but I grabbed my vanilla protein. I was aiming for my unflavored protein. And when I realized what I'd done, I'm like, oh my gosh, vanilla cheese. How gross is that going to be, right? But you know, it actually tastes pretty good. I was really surprised, which is a good thing because I've got, you know, this plus another container of it. So I'm going to be eating it for a little bit of a while. So anyway, you know, don't be afraid to experiment in the kitchen. Try your own ingredients. You know, if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. It's not the end of the world. Eat it anyway because you paid good money for it, and try something different the next time. So anyway, I would love to see how you use these cheesy sprinkles. What kind of fun dishes do you find to add them to? Well, when you find it, please be sure and comment below this video. I love to hear your feedback. Makes me feel good knowing folks are watching and enjoying and learning from me. So yeah, post below. Be sure to share with your friends if you like this video, even if you're watching the replay. I had a comment the other day that, oh, well, I watch it all the time, but I catch the replay, so I don't comment. I still see them. They still help tell Facebook that people like this, and that way it helps show it to more people, and we can get the word out to more people that cooking doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be complicated. It may be a little weird, some of the things we cook, but they are all yummy. So please do comment, like, and share, and help me get that word out. I hope you enjoyed your cheesy sprinkles. Give them a try, and let me know what you think. Thanks, y'all. Have a great week. I'll see you in 2 weeks.